Here we are live without a mask. Welcome back to the Y.E.S. Longevity Podcast. We're going to give you some insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. Just live a better life. So, hi, I'm Chris Borda, owner of Y.E.S Fitness, coming for you from down here at the coaching center on a Tuesday afternoon in Burlington, Connecticut. 2 days to Thanksgiving. All right, a couple of days off. So that reminder, a little housekeeping. We are closed Thursday and Friday. We do have our special workouts Thursday morning. One at 6:30, one at 7:45. You are welcome to sign up for that. Bring a guest, family member. It's usually a whole lot of fun. Burns a few calories, gets ready for the day. Second, this evening, can't do it yet because I can't let them know, we are going to be naming our winner of our COVID Cleanup Challenge. The winning team's getting $1,000. It's a little bit less than normal. We had fewer participants because of the pandemic. But we're also giving away membership to Y.E.S Fitness, a one-year membership to Y.E.S Fitness, and that lucky winner we'll find out this evening. Zoom call, actually. We're not going to get together about 7 o'clock tonight. So I would tell you who it is, but that would be letting the cat out of the bag. They made some awesome changes. We had a lot of awesome changes this time around, despite the stresses of the pandemic. And finally, I want to let everybody know that I want to thank everyone for their support for my book launch last week. We ended up being the #1 new seller, new release on Amazon in my category, health and exercise. And we actually ended up ranking #8 for the day. And all books are sold in that category for Amazon, which is a pretty amazing feat because that is a very large category to do. So I want to thank everyone, if I haven't seen you, to thank you already for all your support. If you've ordered a book, you should be getting it in the next few days. I think they went out pretty quick. There's a 24-hour return time with my publisher, so it's exciting stuff. And you can still pick up a copy of that book on my website, chrisborda.com. That's CHRISBORDA.com. It's right there on that page. Pick it up. It's a good read. If you want to know what you need to do for strength training to live a little bit longer, I think you'd be surprised. It's not what you think it is. So today, with Thanksgiving right around the corner, what I wanted to talk about is gratitude. And gratitude will help you live a better life and a longer life. It will help your mindset. So first, we want to define what gratitude is. Gratitude is a thankful appreciation for what an individual receives, whether tangible or intangible. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relishes good experiences, improves their health, which is why we're here, deal with adversity, and build strong relationship. People feel and express gratitude in multiple ways. And with Thanksgiving 2 days around the corner, with all the difficulties of 2020 has presented, some may need motivation for practicing gratitude, especially this Thanksgiving. With health issues, work, family friends that may have passed away, this has been a challenging year, 2020, but we still need to practice some gratitude. We should practice it year-round, not just on Thanksgiving, but we'll start with Thanksgiving, right? So gratitude's good for our bodies, our minds, and our relationships. So for many of us on Thanksgiving, it's a time to acknowledge what we're grateful for. We go around to Thanksgiving, the dinner table, we state what we're grateful for, and it's a nice gesture, of course, but why do we do it? What good is gratitude? So gratitude has a tremendous effect on physical health and psychological well-being, and not just on us, but on the other people in our relationships. So where do we start with gratitude? The place to start with gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Just a journal somewhere, okay? In which you will regularly record the things for which you're grateful. Gratitude journals and other gratitude practices seem to be simple and basic, yet the results seem to be overwhelming. So although it's a simple task, it doesn't have to take a whole lot of time. it does seem to make an overwhelming difference in people's lives. So research performed by Robert Emmons, who is an expert on the topic, they did some research on people from ages 8 to 80 and found the people that practice gratitude consistently report a host of benefits, including, and this is quite a long list, physical benefits, okay? They have a stronger immune system. Who doesn't need a strong immune system right now with the pandemic, right? They're less bothered by aches and pains. Their blood pressure actually goes down. They exercise more and take better care of their overall health. They sleep longer and feel more refreshed when waking up. Those are just some of the physical benefits. And I mean, number one right now, we need to worry about our health and our immune systems with the pandemic, despite the fact that there is an imminent, can't think of the word right now, antidote for this. So we have some psychological benefits as well. We have a higher level of positive emotions. People feel more alert, alive, and awake. They have more joy and pleasure, and they're more optimistic and happiness. So just overall, the feeling and mindset is better. And then there's some social benefits from it as well. You feel more helpful and generous and compassionate for people. You're much more forgiving, you're more outgoing, and you feel less lonely and isolated. Those are all important things that we can gain by just completing a gratitude log. That gratitude log is going to keep it in the forefront of our minds in our lifestyle, okay? So what's interesting is the social benefits are especially significant here because after all, gratitude is a social emotion. It's a relationship strengthening emotion because it requires us to see how we've been supported and affirmed by other people. So there are two components of gratitude. First, it's an affirmation of goodness. We affirm that there are good things in the world, gifts and benefits that we've received. This doesn't mean that life is perfect, right? Life isn't perfect, that's for sure, right? It doesn't ignore complaints, burdens, or hassles. But when we look at life as a whole, gratitude encourages us to identify some amount of goodness in our lives. The second part of gratitude is figuring out where the goodness comes from. We recognize the sources of goodness as being outside of ourselves. It didn't stem from anything we necessarily did ourselves in which we might take pride. We can appreciate positive traits in ourselves. But I think true gratitude involves a humble dependence on others. We acknowledge that other people, or even higher powers, if you're a spiritual mindset, gave us many gifts, big and small, to help us achieve the goodness in our lives. What good is gratitude? So, what's really behind the research? Why gratitude has these transformative effects on people's lives? Why is this? Well, there are several reasons, but I'm just going to highlight 4 reasons why, okay? Gratitude allows us to celebrate the present. It keeps us present at that point, okay? It magnifies positive emotions. So research on emotion shows that positive emotions wear off very quickly. Our emotional systems like newness. They like the novelty of that. They like newness, okay? They like change. We adapt to positive life circumstances so that before too long, the new car or the new spouse or the new house, they don't feel so new anymore and exciting anymore. But with gratitude, it makes us appreciate the value of something. And when we appreciate the value of something, we extract more benefits from it. We're less likely to take it for granted. So a little bit more gratitude is better. We notice the positives more, and that magnifies the pleasures you get from life. We celebrate goodness. And what better thing can it be to celebrate goodness, right? Number 2, gratitude blocks toxic and negative emotions, right? That's that negative emotion, those negative thoughts that we have. Some thoughts may be on envy or resentment or regret. Emotions that can destroy our happiness. In a 2008 study by psychologist Alex Wood in the Journal of Research in Personality, shows that gratitude can reduce the frequency and duration of episode of depression. There's a lot of people out there right now that are suffering from depression, maybe not really chronic or really severe depression, but they're suffering from depression because of this pandemic. So some gratitude can help with that. It only makes sense. You can feel depressed. You cannot feel depressed and envious and grateful at the same time. So why not feel grateful, right? They're incompatible feelings. You have to have one or the other. If you're grateful, you can't resent someone else for having something you don't have. So number 3, grateful people are more stress resistant. Plenty of stress out there, right? There are a number of studies that show that in the face of serious trauma, adversity, and suffering, people have a more grateful disposition. They'll recover more quickly. Gratitude gives people a perspective from which they can interpret negative life effects and help them guard against post-traumatic stress and lasting anxiety. So let's eliminate some stress, right? Let's be grateful. And number 4, the last one, grateful people have a higher sense of self-worth. I think that's because when you're more grateful, you have the sense that someone else is looking out for you. Someone else has provided you with well-being, or notice a network of relationships, past or present, of people who are responsible for helping you get to where you are right now. So once you start to recognize the contributions that other people have made in your life, you can transform the way that you see yourself. See yourself in a positive way. But let's be honest here. Gratitude does come with some challenges. Practicing gratitude can be at odds with some deeply ingrained psychological tendencies. One is the self-serving bias. That means that when good things happen to us, we say it's because of something we did. But when bad things happen to us, we blame it on other people or circumstances. Gratitude really goes against self-serving bias, because when we're grateful, we can give credit to other people for our success. We accomplish some of it ourselves, yes, but we've widened the range of attributes. Okay. Well, let's see. Gratitude is actually going against our need to feel in control of our environment. Sometimes with gratitude, you just have to accept life as it is and be grateful what you have. Gratitude can also contradict the just world hypothesis, which says that we get what we deserve in life. Good things happen to good people, bad things happen to bad people. But that doesn't always work out that way, does it? Bad things happen to good people and vice versa. With gratitude comes the realization that we get more than we deserve. This goes against the message we get a lot in our contemporary culture right now, that we deserve the good fortune that comes our way, that we're entitled to it. If you deserve everything, if you're entitled to everything, it makes it a lot harder to be grateful for anything. So how do we cultivate some gratitude? We want to be able to cultivate it year-round, not just at Thanksgiving dinner around this time of year, because we can see that it's going to help us physically, socially, psychologically. Partly because the changes to gratitude are so difficult to overcome. You have to put a conscious effort in practicing gratitude. It's easy to lapse into a negative mindset. Here are a few of the specific steps I'd like to recommend to overcoming the challenges of gratitude. Number 1, keep a gratitude journal. It doesn't have to be anything special. Just be a little tiny notebook that you just write down what you're grateful for. This can mean listing just 1 to 3 things for which you're gratitude every day. So 1 to 3 things we're just going to start with. Don't try to list a whole bunch of stuff. And sometimes it'll be the same thing for a couple days in a row. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my job right now. I'm grateful that I can put food on the table and I have heat in my house. Those are all things that you could write down, right? This practice of having a gratitude log or journal works because it's conscientiously intending to do it. Your focus is your attention on developing more grateful thinking and eliminating ungrateful thoughts. It helps guard against taking things for granted. Instead, we see gifts in life as new and exciting. I believe that people who live a life of perspective, thankfulness, really do experience life differently than those who cheat themselves out of life by not feeling grateful. So take the time. Just start out simple. Get a little journal. Put it next to your bed at night. Maybe when you get up in the morning. Even better when you go to bed at night. And just think of those things that you're grateful for. Even if it's one thing. Write it down. Writing things down is very powerful. So write it right down and start to journal like that. And you can see it'll build and it'll develop and it will grow to become a mindset. And it's going to help your life in so many ways. So that's what I have for you here today. A positive mindset, we already know it's going to help you live longer. So that's why I wanted to touch on this today, to start to create that journal log, that gratitude log. So I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking time from your busy day. And look for us next week to give you more insight on how to get fit, feel younger, live better, I should say. Happy Thanksgiving.